This session is going to cover the basic starts of play in soccer, focusing on the importance of creating and taking advantage of open spaces. So the basic starts of play are going to be kickoffs, corner kicks, goalie kicks, and throw-ins. There are other starts of plays like indirect free kicks on penalties and injuries, but we're going to not talk about those because these tend to happen quite a lot. So let's start with just the basic positions, right? The kickoff. So we have our right forward, we have our center mid, our center forward, our left back, our center back, our right back, and our goalie. Obviously, we're inside the circle because we're kicking off. Now, if we were the defensive team at this point, our center forward would be top circle, midfielder right behind him. Now, we might pull the midfielder up next to him. It doesn't really make a huge difference at this point. But this is the basic lineup for kicking off. All right, so let's talk about the kickoff. Now, what we want to do is kick to open spaces. Well, here's an open space. Here's an open space. This is a big open space. A little bit of open space down here. But the problem is none of our team players are close enough to receive a ball or intercept a ball that's in those open spaces. If we were to kick this ball all the way through, the chances are our right forward probably couldn't get to it. Now, you could try. That's not a bad play. But the left back is going to be right on it. It's going to be difficult to do. So what we want to do instead is create time. So like I said, we're going to create time and space. It's almost like a science fiction novel here. So we're going to create time by kicking the ball just a little bit. By kicking the ball slowly and just a little bit, our midfielder now has control, and it gives everybody a chance to move forward. Our right forward moved up. Our left forward moved up. All of our backs pulled up. Even our goalie pulled up. Okay? So often I watch a game, and I see a small kick, and I see people just stare at the ball. In fact, that's probably what the other team is doing. They're just staring at the ball. The only people who are actually reacting at this point is the center forward. He's going to run forward and try to get this ball. So, a couple of options at this point. One, he runs forward just as fast as our center forward runs out. Our center forward had better be ready for that ball to come to him. The other option is the midfielder, if he's running at you super fast, you're going to play his momentum and you're going to juke him, if you will, and beat him. By beating him, you now have options. If he runs all the way forward, now he's past you, and you're forward. So your options now are center forward, left forward. You also have the option of going to your left back, but maybe not the best option in the world. So let's look at this particular example. Let's pretend that this guy runs forward. Quick pass to the center forward. Well, what's going to happen now? Well, a couple things might happen. Our midfielder might rush in. The left back might rush in. That's what we hope happens. We want the left back to rush in. Because why? That leaves our right forward way open. That'd be awesome. So, but we've got our midfielder rushing in. We might have both of them rushing in. But he's got to get rid of the ball. He's not going to have a lot of time. Do not try to dribble past this. Instead, pick your head up and look around. Here's your pass. Okay? The reality is that you have passes in every direction. There's nothing wrong with going backwards again. Okay? So, if everybody comes in at you, you have passes this way, you have passes this way if you need it, you have passes this way. It all depends on where people are moving. So the point of this isn't to teach you a play. It's to teach you to look for open spaces. If he moves in, you have a huge open space. If he moves in, you have another open space. Your right back could actually run up. There's nothing wrong with your right back playing a little bit on the other side of this defensive line. That's okay. Right? Especially in AV8. No problem at all. All right, so let's move on. This was the kickoff. The whole point of this was to teach you, don't kick the ball to the other team. I see that happen so often where somebody will just kick the ball, boom, up it goes, he intercepts it, and now we've lost control of the ball. We don't want that to happen. All right, let's review the corner kick. Corner kick, our left forward, we're going to be the red team this time. Our left forward has the ball. All right, so the black team, they're going to position the right back. If you're a right back player, then this is where you want to be. The point of this is you want to be in a position to force the ball to the goalie or force the ball out. You don't want the ball to come right here. This is a bad area. One, it's a really open space. In fact, we have this as an open space, and we have this as an open space. These are our open spaces right now. So as the left forward, you want to put it to the open space. Now, one thing I want you to notice is that I've pulled our left back up. Now, this is a little bit dangerous because it leaves our right forward wide open. We have control of the ball. Let's assume that we can keep control of the ball. But if we lose it, if the right back gets this ball, and we pulled our left back up, the good news is he is between the right back and the right forward. So unless this right back has an incredible leg, we've got time to get back and cover this position. So go ahead and pull forward as a left back. Okay? And now what we really want to see happen here is we want to see this ball put over the right back into this open area. So you might think to yourself, well, why don't I, as the right forward, simply stand in this open area? Well, the answer is because this left back, seeing you stand in that open area, is going to cover you. Standing around is not a huge part of soccer. Soccer is a very running sport. We're going to stand in an area where we don't want the ball. We don't really want the ball here. We want the ball here. So we're going to give our left forward the opportunity to kick the ball over the right back into the open area, past the goalie, giving our right forward a chance to move in and make a score. And our center forward has the same opportunity. Let's see that without the marks. Notice what else just happened. Here's our center mid. Our center forwards and our right forward were here. If he had run here while they still stood here, that would be bunching up. But they vacated those spots. So now he's moved to open area. That ball gets popped out. He's ready for it. Our left back has pulled back to a defensive position. We did not need him. Let's show another option. Option 2. Option 2, let's pretend our left forward doesn't think he can kick it over the right back. We have options, okay? Here's our option. These are really the two options that we're going to create. Big open space, big open space, big open space. If we can't kick it over the right back, then we're going to kick it backwards. Now look what happens. As that happens, our center mids pull away, our center forward pulled out, and we've created a number of things. If this mid doesn't follow us, we're open for a pass. If this center back doesn't open us, we'd be open for another pass. But probably what's going to happen is when you pull back, the mid's going to pull back with you. As the center forward pulls back, the center back will pull back with him. And that's going to create a lane. And we like a lane. Here's our lane. Nice and straight. For our left back to cross the ball with a big foot and our right forward to move in and put it into the goal. So let's see that. Well, actually, in this particular case, we passed it. Our left forward was there. But there's no reason, if these guys had pulled out, to not just cross it all the way across. And from here, our left forward, yeah, he's going to be covering it, but he ran in front of the right back. So he's got the ball, and he can turn with the ball, and he's got options. If the center back closes, quick pass out, shoot in. Center back doesn't close, cross, shoot in. Again, the point here isn't there isn't a set play because we don't know how the other team's going to react. All we can do is use our brains better than they use their brains. Let's talk about the goalie kick. This is a pretty tough one, actually. A lot of people don't know what to do with a goalie kick. They don't know where to stand. So let's talk about, again, open spaces. So typically, if the ball goes out on the right side, the goalie's going to say, oh, I'm going to plant it on the right side. Okay, fine. You walk to the right side. So what's going to happen? People go to the right. Everybody bunches up on the right side. Hey, pass me the ball. Hey, pass me the ball. Well, what happens? You got guys sitting right here waiting for that ball. We have no open space. Here's our open space in the middle. Here's our open space way over here. Hey, we have open space going backwards. Never pass it to the middle. Never, ever, 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 ever. Way too easy for a center forward to intercept and goal, because right here is the goal, and you are not in front of the goal. You are on the ball. So if you choose to go in the middle, and the center back comes up, the mid comes up, the center forward gets it, you hit it badly, wide open goal. Never put it to the middle. Now you can put it all the way across. You do have some risk of him intercepting it, but he can't run in. He can't go inside this goalie box. He can't run in and get it. So it's not a bad play to kick it all the way across as long as you are a good kicker. If you can kick that ball hard, this isn't bad. And now he can come up. He's going to get challenged. He'll pass the ball. Center forward comes in. Goal. Right? So that's not a bad play, kicking it across your goal. Never to the center. Kicking across isn't horrible as long as you are a solid kicker. But let's pretend that we're not going to do that. Instead, what we want to do is we actually want to move this ball up this direction and up and in. We're going to start on the right and move it in. So how do we do that? We can't do it. Geez, this guy's right here. This is all tight. We want to open this up. Well, how do we do it? We do it by using our brains and our bodies. So if you look and you see what just happened, we created a hole. As you move, they move to cover you. You move, they move to cover you. Let's see it again. You move, they think, oh, they're about to get a pass. But what you really created is a lane for that ball. This guy's going to come in, but you're going to pass it to this side of him, and he'll be able to do something with it. Now, the other center mid is going to be covering this very quickly. So you can dribble as fast as you can, but as you come up, he's chasing you. The reality is you need to cross this as soon as you can so your center forward can come up also. And from here, you've got a nice one-on-one situation. Now, if you're a goalie and you're watching, just a little note for you. As this ball comes forward, if it gets away from the center forward, don't back up. Do not do that. Maintain your ground. Force him to take the shot from farther away. It's more likely that it's going to do this. If you back up, he'll come in even closer. And from here, these same exact angles, these same bad shots from out there, from here, they go in the goal. We don't want that to happen. Don't give up. If it's a one-on-one situation, stay out of the goal. Force them to kick it early, right? They're going to kick it. They're probably going to kick it out to the sides. That's what we want to happen. So, okay. That was just a quick little sidebar there for goalies. Let's talk about throw-ins. So you have throw-ins on two sides of the field, your side of the field and their side of the field. So let's talk about deep in our side of the field. The object, again, of a throw-in is to clear the ball and make it up to their side of the field. But if we just stand right here, say, hey, pass it to me, what happens, right? My right forward stands here. Then what? Their center forward stands here. So I have to go in front of them. And they'll go in front of me. Now this is not bad. If this is how it plays, no problem. If our right back can throw it over their head, then our right forward now has a chance to dribble forward, maybe juke this guy, or pass across. Center forward comes this direction. Left forward's moving up. Pass, score. Not a bad way to do things, right? So, but let's pretend that that doesn't happen. Because again, we don't know how people will react. So if we line up in this type of position where we say we confuse the enemy, right? This is the open space. This is where we want to pass it. This is where we want it to be thrown, and yet we're not standing there. Instead, we stand over here and over here. Well, they're going to cover us. Even though their brain is telling them this is where they want to pass it, they're going to cover you over here. If they don't cover you and they cover you here, by all means, pass it in and work it up, right? But they're going to cover you. How do we make it even better? Oops, sorry, wrong way. Run backwards as a center back. You're going to draw that left forward even farther off. The center forward is going to see, oh, I see play action. That's what that's called, play action going on. right? Play action. I'm going to go and I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to really swamp this guy and take the ball away, and I'm going to score. Or I might even go over here and hope my left forward does his job and passes to me, and I'll score here. But the thing is we're not actually going to throw it backwards. By him going that direction and pulling people that way, you've just created an even bigger open space. And from this point here, you have lots of options. Oops, sorry about that. You have lots of options. So he's going to get the ball. He's going to dribble it up. There's going to be lots of time. These guys are all playing catch-up. You don't have all the time in the world. Look around. Always look around. But you have the option to dribble up. The left back, he's not going to stay out here. He's going to fall back even farther, actually. That's just their nature, their backs. So they're going to fall back. You can go all the way back. That's going to give you the opportunity to pass across, which is going to give your left forward a chance to come in, your center forward a chance to come in. Lots and lots of action is going to happen here. And you're going to do this all from way deep in your own territory. Let's talk about throwing from the offensive side. Well, we can't throw it forward because that's out of bounds. So we're going to have to throw it backwards. Now, if we just stand here, right? So, by the way, our right forward, in some ways, a throw-in is difficult because you have one less player on the field. My right forward's off the field. So they've got all these players in the field. No one's actually covering me normally. This left back, he's probably like, I don't know who to cover. I don't know what to do. Right? Because I don't have my center forward over here. I don't have my mid over here. If I had brought them forward, if you were a center forward or a mid and you come forward, okay, now your left back knows to cover you. Right? A mid, somebody knows to cover you. But if you give them no one to cover, they're like, who the heck is he going to throw to? Well, I'll show you who's going to throw to. Right? So the whole point of this was we bring our right back out of the defensive position into the offensive position. A little bit dangerous, right? Because our left forward from the other team, he's up here undefended. We need our center back to pull back this direction. We need our left back to pull back this direction. Right? This guy's undefended. We're using this guy as an offensive player at this point. So our right forward has passed the ball in to the right back. Now, if the right back just stands here, the left back is going to cover him. You can't just say, hey, this is my position. It has to be a moving play. Right? Oops, sorry. It has to be a moving play. We create the open space, and then we run into it, and as he runs in, the other guy throws it. You've got a little bit of time now. Time to do what? Okay, well, it depends on what the other team does. Let's say the left back comes up. Well, there's my pass. And my right forward crosses it. My center forward has a shot. My left forward has a shot. Let's say that the left back stays there, and instead the center forward comes forward. Then I've got a pass to my center forward. I'm sorry, I meant the center back. The point is we've got options. We're using open spaces. So that's what we want to continue to happen. We want you to look for open spaces. We want you to play with open spaces. This is how you win games. By creating open spaces, looking at each other in the eye and saying, I'm going to that open space, throw it there. Start to make your move and let them throw it there. And, this often takes years of playing with the same people, getting to know your friends. It takes time. You're not professional players. We understand that. But the point is that these are the strategies that the pros use. But they're the same strategies that can be easily implemented by you just as well. So I'd love it if you would go back and review this entire video just one more time. If you watch this video just twice, you will have learned so much that so many other people won't learn. And that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great time, and I look forward to practicing all of these drills at practice. Thanks.